Hello, and welcome to our video on leadership. In this video, we'll explore what it takes to be a great leader and how you can develop your leadership skills to inspire and motivate your team to success. First, let's define what leadership is. Leadership is the ability to guide and inspire a group of individuals towards a common goal or vision. It involves the ability to motivate, influence, and direct the actions of others in a positive and effective manner. A leader must possess strong communication skills, empathy, vision, and the ability to make sound decisions. They must also be able to adapt to changing circumstances and inspire their team to do the same. Leadership can take many forms, and can be exhibited in various settings such as business, politics, education, and social activism. Ultimately, a leader is someone who is able to bring out the best in their team and help them achieve success. Hey, if this is the first time you are visiting our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button now to join the group of people who are watching this kind of knowledgeable videos on our channel. Okay, thanks, and then move on to discuss the main leadership styles. There are several different leadership styles, each with their own unique characteristics and benefits. Here are some of the most common leadership styles. Autocratic leadership. This style of leadership involves a leader who makes decisions without seeking input from their team. The leader has complete control and expects their team to follow their orders without question. Autocratic leaders often have a strong, domineering personality and can be very directive in their communication. Some of the advantages of autocratic leadership include speed and efficiency. Because the leader makes all of the decisions, they are able to move quickly and make decisions without being bogged down by input from others. Clear direction. Autocratic leaders provide clear direction to their team, which can be helpful in situations where there is a sense of urgency or a need for decisive action. Accountability. Because the leader is the ultimate decision maker, they are also responsible for the outcomes of those decisions. However, there are also several disadvantages to autocratic leadership. These can include lack of input from team members. By not seeking input or feedback from their team, the leader may miss valuable insights and ideas that could improve decision-making and outcomes. Low morale. Autocratic leadership can lead to low morale and job satisfaction among team members, who may feel undervalued and disengaged. Resistance to change. Because autocratic leaders tend to be very directive, they may struggle to adapt to changing circumstances or ideas that don't align with their own. Overall, autocratic leadership can be effective in certain situations, such as in emergency situations where quick decisions need to be made. However, it can also be detrimental to team morale and ultimately hinder long-term success. Democratic leadership. This style of leadership involves a leader who encourages input from their team and values their opinions. The leader makes decisions based on the consensus of the team. This style of leadership emphasizes collaboration and teamwork. The leader works to create a positive and inclusive work environment where team members feel empowered to share their ideas and perspectives. There are several advantages to democratic leadership. These include increased creativity. By encouraging input from their team, democratic leaders can tap into the creativity and unique perspectives of their team members, leading to more innovative solutions. Improved job satisfaction. Team members who feel that their opinions are valued, and that they have a voice in decision-making are often more satisfied with their jobs and more engaged in their work. Higher quality decisions. Because decisions are made based on the consensus of the group, democratic leaders are more likely to make decisions that take into account a wide range of perspectives and considerations. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to democratic leadership. These can include slower decision-making. Because decisions are made based on the consensus of the group, it can take longer to reach a decision than in autocratic leadership. Difficulty managing conflict. When team members have differing opinions, it can be challenging for the leader to manage conflict and reach a decision that everyone agrees on. Lack of accountability. In a democratic leadership environment, it can be difficult to assign responsibility for decisions and outcomes, as the decision-making process is often shared among multiple team members. Overall, democratic leadership can be an effective leadership style in many situations, particularly when collaboration and teamwork are important. However, it can also be challenging to manage and may not be appropriate in all situations. Bureaucratic leadership. This style of leadership involves a leader who follows rules and procedures strictly and expects their team to do the same. The leader places a high value on order and predictability. This style of leadership is often used in organizations with a hierarchical structure, and is characterized by a focus on rules, regulations, and processes. Some of the key characteristics of bureaucratic leaders include: rules-oriented. Bureaucratic leaders are highly focused on following rules and regulations and ensuring that their team members adhere to established procedures. Hierarchical. Bureaucratic leaders operate within a hierarchical organizational structure, and may place a high value on rank, title, and seniority. Process-driven. Bureaucratic leaders place a high value on following established processes and procedures and may be resistant to change or innovation. Expertise-based. Bureaucratic leaders value expertise and experience and may place a high value on technical knowledge and competence. There are several potential advantages to bureaucratic leadership. These include: consistency. Bureaucratic leadership can help to ensure consistency and standardization in decision-making and operations. Efficiency. Bureaucratic leadership can be efficient in managing complex systems or organizations, as it provides clear guidelines and procedures for managing operations. Expertise-driven. Bureaucratic leadership can be effective in organizations that require specialized knowledge or expertise. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to bureaucratic leadership. These can include: resistance to change. Bureaucratic leaders may be resistant to change or innovation and may prioritize maintaining the status quo over adapting to new challenges or opportunities. Slow decision-making. Bureaucratic leadership can be slow to make decisions, as it often requires multiple levels of approval and consultation. Lack of creativity. Bureaucratic leadership may not value creativity or innovation, which can limit the ability of the organization to adapt and grow. Overall, bureaucratic leadership can be an effective leadership style in some situations, particularly in organizations that require standardization and expertise-driven decision-making. It may require a high degree of structure and consistency from the leader. Transformational leadership. This style of leadership involves a leader who inspires and motivates their team to achieve their goals. The leader is focused on creating a positive and productive work environment and encourage their team members to grow and develop both personally and professionally, and also is often seen as a mentor to their team. This leadership style involves creating a sense of purpose and excitement around the work that the team is doing and encouraging team members to take ownership of their roles and responsibilities. Some of the key characteristics of transformational leaders include: visionary thinking. Transformational leaders have a clear vision for the future and are able to inspire and motivate their team members to work towards that vision. Empathy. Transformational leaders are able to connect with their team members on a personal level and understand their needs and motivations. Coaching and mentoring. Transformational leaders work to develop their team members' skills and abilities through coaching and mentoring. Inspiration. Transformational leaders inspire their team members to achieve their full potential and to work towards the common goal. There are several advantages to transformational leadership. These include: improved job satisfaction. Transformational leaders create a positive and inspiring work environment, which can lead to increased job satisfaction and engagement among team members. Increased innovation. By encouraging team members to take ownership of their roles and responsibilities, transformational leaders can tap into their team's creativity and innovation. Higher performance. Transformational leaders can inspire their team members to work towards higher levels of performance and achieve better results. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to transformational leadership. These can include: dependence on the leader. In a transformational leadership environment, team members may become overly reliant on the leader for guidance and motivation. Difficulty managing underperformers. Because transformational leaders place such a high value on personal development and growth, it can be challenging to manage team members who are not meeting expectations. Lack of focus. In a transformational leadership environment, there may be a lack of focus on practical concerns and day-to-day operations. Overall, transformational leadership can be an effective leadership style in many situations, particularly when the leader is able to create a strong sense of purpose and motivation among their team members. However, it can also be challenging to manage and may not be appropriate in all situations. Servant leadership. Servant leadership is a leadership style that emphasizes the leader's commitment to serving the needs of their team members. In this leadership style, the leader works to understand and prioritize the needs of their team and uses their position of authority to facilitate their team's growth and development. Some of the key characteristics of servant leaders include empathy. Servant leaders are able to connect with their team members on a personal level and understand their needs and motivations. Selflessness. Servant leaders prioritize the needs of their team members over their own needs and desires. Collaboration. Servant leaders work collaboratively with their team members to achieve shared goals. Accountability. Servant leaders take responsibility for their decisions and actions and hold themselves accountable for their team's performance. There are several advantages to servant leadership. These include increased trust. By prioritizing the needs of their team members, servant leaders are able to build trust and loyalty among their team members. Improved team performance. Servant leaders are able to facilitate their team's growth and development, leading to improved performance and results. High levels of engagement. Servant leaders create a positive and supportive work environment, which can lead to high levels of engagement and motivation among team members. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to servant leadership. These can include difficulty making tough decisions. Because servant leaders prioritize the needs of their team members, they may struggle to make tough decisions that are not in the best interests of their team. Perceived weakness. In some cases, servant leaders may be perceived as weak or indecisive, particularly if they prioritize collaboration over assertiveness. Time-consuming. Servant leadership can be a time-consuming leadership style, as it requires significant investment in building relationships with team members and understanding their needs and motivations. Overall, servant leadership can be an effective leadership style in many situations, particularly when the leader is able to build strong relationships with their team members and prioritize their needs. However, it may not be appropriate in all situations, and may require significant time and investment from the leader. Laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire leadership is a hands-off leadership style in which the leader delegates most of the decision-making authority to their team members. In this leadership style, the leader provides minimal guidance and direction, and allows their team members to make most of the decisions and manage their own work. Some of the key characteristics of laissez-faire leaders include minimal involvement. Laissez-faire leaders provide minimal guidance and direction and allow their team members to make most of the decisions. Trust in team members. Laissez-faire leaders trust their team members to manage their own work and make decisions without significant input or oversight. Limited accountability. Laissez-faire leaders provide limited accountability and may not be closely involved in monitoring or evaluating their team's performance. There are several potential advantages to laissez-faire leadership. These include increased autonomy. Laissez-faire leadership provides team members with a high degree of autonomy, which can lead to increased job satisfaction and motivation. Encourages innovation. By delegating decision-making authority to team members, laissez-faire leaders can encourage creativity and innovation. More effective in skilled and experienced teams. Laissez-faire leadership can be particularly effective in skilled and experienced teams who have the ability to manage their own work and make decisions without significant oversight. However, there are also several potential disadvantages to laissez-faire leadership. These can include lack of guidance and direction. Without guidance and direction from their leader, team members may struggle to prioritize their work and make effective decisions. Risk of decreased performance. Laissez-faire leadership can lead to decreased performance if team members are not properly motivated or lack the skills necessary to manage their own work. Lack of accountability. Laissez-faire leadership can result in a lack of accountability, as the leader may not be closely involved in monitoring or evaluating their team's performance. Overall, laissez-faire leadership can be an effective leadership style in some situations, particularly when the team is skilled and experienced and able to manage their own work effectively. However, it may not be appropriate in all situations, and may require significant trust and autonomy from the leader. Charismatic leadership. Charismatic leadership is a leadership style in which the leader uses their charisma and personal charm to inspire and motivate their team members. Charismatic leaders are often highly confident, passionate, and persuasive, and are able to communicate their vision and goals in a compelling way. Some of the key characteristics of charismatic leaders include: visionary. Charismatic leaders have a clear and compelling vision for the future and are able to inspire and motivate their team members to work towards that vision. Confident. Charismatic leaders are highly confident and self-assured, which can be contagious and inspiring to their team members. Persuasive. Charismatic leaders are often highly persuasive and are able to use their charm and communication skills to influence and motivate their team members. Emotional. Charismatic leaders are often highly emotional and are able to connect with their team members on a personal level by tapping into their emotions and values. There are several potential advantages to charismatic leadership. These include inspiration and motivation. Charismatic leaders are able to inspire and motivate their team members to work towards a common goal, often with a high degree of enthusiasm and commitment. Strong relationships. Charismatic leaders are often able to build strong relationships with their team members, based on trust, respect, and a shared sense of purpose. Strategic thinking. Charismatic leaders are often highly strategic thinkers, able to develop and communicate a clear and compelling vision for the future. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to charismatic leadership. These can include over-reliance on the leader. Charismatic leaders may become too reliant on the leader for direction and motivation, which can be problematic if the leader is not able to provide the necessary support. Risk of groupthink. Charismatic leaders may encourage groupthink, in which team members are unwilling to challenge the leader's ideas or decisions. Lack of focus on details. Charismatic leaders may be more focused on the big picture and the vision than on the details and practicalities of achieving that vision. Overall, charismatic leadership can be an effective leadership style in many situations, particularly when the leader is able to inspire and motivate their team members to work towards a common goal. However, it may not be appropriate in all situations, and may require a high degree of charisma and communication skills from the leader. Transactional leadership. Transactional leadership is a leadership style in which the leader uses rewards and punishments to motivate their team members. The leader sets clear expectations and provides incentives for meeting those expectations. This style of leadership is focused on achieving specific goals and objectives and involves a transactional relationship between the leader and their team members. Some of the key characteristics of transactional leaders include: goal-oriented. Transactional leaders are highly focused on achieving specific goals and objectives and are often very results-driven. Clear expectations. Transactional leaders set clear expectations for their team members, and provide rewards or punishments based on whether or not those expectations are met. Contingent rewards. Transactional leaders provide contingent rewards, such as bonuses or promotions, to team members who meet or exceed their expectations. Management by exception. Transactional leaders use management by exception to monitor their team's performance and intervene only when there is a problem or deviation from expectations. There are several potential advantages to transactional leadership. These include: clear expectations. Transactional leaders provide clear expectations and rewards, which can help team members to understand what is expected of them and stay motivated to achieve their goals. Results-oriented. Transactional leaders are highly focused on achieving results, which can be beneficial in situations where a clear and specific goal is required. Effective in crisis situations. Transactional leaders can be effective in crisis situations, as they are able to quickly identify and address problems and deviations from expectations. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to transactional leadership. These can include lack of creativity. Transactional leadership can be overly focused on achieving specific goals, which can limit creativity and innovation. Limited motivation. Transactional leadership may not be effective in motivating team members who are looking for more than just rewards or punishment. Limited long-term benefits. Transactional leadership may be effective in achieving short-term goals, but may not be effective in creating sustainable, long-term change. Overall, transactional leadership can be an effective leadership style in some situations, particularly when a clear and specific goal is required. However, it may not be appropriate in all situations, and may require a high degree of clarity and consistency from the leader. Coaching leadership. Coaching leadership is a leadership style in which the leader focuses on developing and mentoring their team members to help them reach their full potential and focuses on developing their team's skills and abilities. This style of leadership is focused on empowering team members to take ownership of their own development and growth. Some of the key characteristics of coaching leaders include mentoring. Coaching leaders focus on mentoring and developing their team members, providing guidance and support to help them grow and develop. Empowerment. Coaching leaders empower their team members to take ownership of their own development, encouraging them to set goals and take action to achieve them. Communication. Coaching leaders emphasize communication, creating an open and supportive environment where team members feel comfortable sharing their ideas and feedback. Growth-oriented. Coaching leaders are focused on fostering growth and development, both for themselves and their team members. There are several potential advantages to coaching leadership. These include development-focused. Coaching leadership is focused on developing and mentoring team members, which can lead to increased engagement, job satisfaction, and retention. Creativity and innovation. Coaching leadership can foster creativity and innovation, as team members are encouraged to share their ideas and think outside the box. Improved performance. Coaching leadership can improve team performance by providing guidance and support to help team members reach their full potential. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to coaching leadership. These can include time-consuming. Coaching leadership can be time-consuming, as it requires a significant investment in developing and mentoring team members. Requires expertise. Coaching leadership requires a high degree of expertise in mentoring and development, which may not be strength for all leaders. Not suited for all situations. Coaching leadership may not be appropriate in all situations, particularly in organizations where a more directive leadership style is required. Overall, coaching leadership can be an effective leadership style in organizations that value development and growth, and are willing to invest in mentoring and support for their team members. However, it may not be appropriate in all situations, and may require a high degree of investment and expertise from the leader. Visionary leadership. Visionary leadership is a leadership style in which the leader focuses on creating a clear and compelling vision for the future, and inspiring their team members to work towards that vision. This style of leadership is focused on creating a shared sense of purpose and direction, and inspiring team members to go above and beyond in pursuit of that vision. Some of the key characteristics of visionary leaders include clarity of purpose. Visionary leaders have a clear sense of purpose and direction and are able to communicate that vision in a way that inspires and motivates others. Inspiring. Visionary leaders are able to inspire their team members to work towards a shared goal, creating a sense of excitement and enthusiasm around the vision. Future-focused. Visionary leaders are focused on the future and are able to anticipate and adapt to changing circumstances to achieve their goals. Risk-tolerant. Visionary leaders are often willing to take risks and embrace uncertainty in pursuit of their vision. There are several potential advantages to visionary leadership. These include inspiration and motivation. Visionary leadership can inspire and motivate team members to work towards a shared goal, leading to increased engagement, job satisfaction, and retention. Innovation. Visionary leadership can foster creativity and innovation, as team members are encouraged to think outside the box and take risks in pursuit of the vision. Adaptability. Visionary leadership can be adaptable, as it is focused on the future and is able to anticipate and adapt to changing circumstances. However, there are also some potential disadvantages to visionary leadership. These can include unrealistic expectations. Visionary leaders may set unrealistic expectations or goals that are difficult to achieve, leading to disappointment or burnout among team members. Lack of focus. Visionary leadership may lack focus or direction, as the leader may be more focused on the big picture than the day-to-day details. Risk-taking. Visionary leadership can be risky, as the leader may be willing to take risks in pursuit of the vision that may not pay off. Overall, visionary leadership can be an effective leadership style in organizations that value innovation, creativity, and risk-taking. However, it may not be appropriate in all situations, and may require a high degree of adaptability and risk tolerance from the leader. In conclusion, effective leadership is essential for any organization to succeed. By developing and honing your leadership skills, you can inspire and motivate your team to achieve shared goals and exceed expectations. Remember that leadership is not just about giving orders, but also about listening, learning, and leading by example. By being adaptable, communicative, and supportive, you can cultivate a positive work environment that encourages creativity, collaboration, and innovation. So, start your leadership journey today and strive to become the best leader you can be. If you have not yet subscribed our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get the notifications. Thank you for watching.